Hi, I'm Steve Rowe, Executive Director. I'm recording on Wednesday, May 4th for a video message that will be uploaded and available to you on Thursday, May 5th. Kim surprised me last week and recorded on Tuesday before she left on vacation to the Grand Canyon. She is back at work this week, and today and tomorrow she's attending our State Association conference in Des Moines. Kim is actually the chair-elect for our State Association, which is a group of not-for-profit senior living and service providers throughout the state of Iowa. It's called LeadingAge Iowa. And this fall, Kim will start her term as the chairperson for the association, and that term will last for 2 years. So thanks to Kim for all of her work, not just in the Oaknall community, but for other similar communities across the state. I want to thank all of our staff members who put in so many hours to have a really successful first big event in the last couple of years. Last Friday, we decided to go ahead with the 50s sock hop. We were hopeful when we scheduled that for late April that we wouldn't be talking about COVID anymore. And unfortunately, as it got closer and closer to the day, we started to have some cases within our independent living population. We decided to go ahead, but we asked everyone to wear masks when they weren't eating. So thanks to all of you who cooperated with that. And I think it was a really successful event. The band was great. The food was good. There was people laughing and singing, laughing and dancing, and just having a good time. So it was nice to be able to do something big like that. We actually will be having another big event coming up here next Friday on May 13th, Friday, May 13th at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We will have a reception to honor two of our long-standing or long-time board members or advisors to the board. Bob Downer first served on the Oaknall board in the late 60s, and then when his term was up, he continued to be an advisor to the board. It's like all the way through 2021, and Bob was and still is actually our attorney for any Oaknall business. The other person that we're going to honor is Dave Johansson. Dave is currently, along with his wife Sue, a resident at Oaknall East, and Dave also served the Oaknall community for more than 50 years. He was one of the very first auditors for a financial audit for Oaknall back in the late 60s or early 70s, and then he served in an advisory role to the board through that entire time as well until he signed his contract to become an Oaknall resident. So thank you so much to Bob and Dave. Please, if you're able to attend next Friday, we would love to have a full house to show our support and appreciation for those two gentlemen. As of today, I am aware of 13 independent living residents who have tested positive since April 25th. The first of them will come out of quarantine starting tomorrow, and then we had people test positive almost every day since then, including yesterday. 9 of those 13 positive cases are at our East Campus. 4 of them are here at the main campus. People have been instructed and asked to quarantine during the 10-day period, and we are trying to provide whatever support we can to those individuals. Fortunately, none of them has actually gotten very sick. There are even a couple who are completely asymptomatic that unless they had had a reason to test, they would not have even known that they had COVID. So we certainly hope that continues to be the case. We did ask everybody to start putting masks on again so that we can try to contain this most recent spread within our independent living population. That said, I don't know why, but every time we ask people to put masks on, it gets harder for me personally to either remember to do it or just to wear the mask. It didn't seem like it was such a big deal when we were wearing them for months on end, but now when we've taken them off, putting it back on is kind of a hard thing. So I completely understand that. I actually forgot and passed 2 residents on my way over to record this message. It's something that is just not in my I just don't have that habit yet. Again, I try to remember every time I leave my office to put my mask on, and I completely spaced it off just a few minutes ago. So it will happen. Please try to remember to wear your masks, and let's contain this most recent spread of COVID and hopefully get things back to normal here. Case counts in Johnson County do continue to rise. When I recorded a couple of weeks ago, the case counts were at 21 new cases per day. In the most recent weekly reporting, which is through May 2nd, the case counts were more than double that, up to 44 new cases per day for the most recent reporting period. So it's still just a very small fraction of where we were in January, but unfortunately the trend is going in the wrong direction. We are hopeful that the trend will reverse sometime soon, and we'll be able to have residents take masks off again. But while it is continuing to rise, we do want you to be careful, cautious if you're out in the community in big crowds. So going into the grocery store where you're going to run into a bunch of people, or going to a theater, or it's like a pantry event, anything like that, we really do encourage people to wear masks. So hopefully we can keep everyone safe and not have any hospitalizations. There might be some confusion about dining services as we made some changes last week. At East, we also temporarily closed down in-person dining simply because of the case counts that were at East. So as a percentage of the total population that lives at that campus, like it's a relatively high percentage. So we thought the safest thing to do would be just to close down in-person dining for a short period of time. Tray service is available. We can deliver meals to your apartment, but the in-person dining is closed temporarily. At the main campus, we have not closed in-person dining. We have four positive cases. If the cases continue to grow, that is something we would clearly consider. But at this point, the restaurants are open. Well, the restaurant is open. We did temporarily close Third on Third last week, not because of COVID, but because of staffing challenges. So the Oak Room is open, ready to serve you, and we also have tray service available for you if you're at the main campus. So just want to encourage people to, if you feel good and feel comfortable coming to the dining room, please do that. There's some nights that it's very lonely in the dining room, and we would like to see more people there if at all possible. Finally, I'd like to share some exciting news with you. 2 things related to the East Campus. One is the Prairie in Progress signs are up at East now to let people know that when they drive in and see kind of some scraggly ground, that it's intentionally scraggly. We are trying to develop Prairie in good portions of the Oaknall East Campus. And that Prairie development, for any of you who have been involved with a project like that before, it's like, just know that it takes some time. Last year was our first attempt at having the Prairie, and it did not do well. This year we hired a company that really has expertise in helping to establish Prairie areas. And so it's like they basically killed everything off late last fall, and things are starting to come up slowly slowly now. The cold temperatures certainly have not helped. I don't know if you've noticed this, but it's like I saw on the news a couple of days ago that planting in Iowa is way behind schedule because of the cold and wet temperatures that we've had. It was probably similar circumstance for our Prairie, but we are trying, and there are signs now that show that we have a Prairie in progress at our East campus. So that's one thing. The second thing is as of last Wednesday, April 27th, we are officially sold out at the East campus. We signed contract number 60 last Wednesday, and by early August, all 60 households should be occupying their apartments at East. So that is something that we've been pushing for and trying to get to for a couple of years now. The first contract that we signed at East, or for the East campus, was in January of 2019, about 6 months before construction even started there. If COVID hadn't happened, I have no doubt that we would have been completely sold out by the time we opened the buildings in late 2020. It did. We are where we are, but we're very, very happy that we have finally found matches for all 60 new apartments at East and have a thriving new community there. So thanks to all of you who are new East residents, and you will soon have a couple more new neighbors. I think that's all I have for you today. I've been complaining about the weather for the past month. It's still cold, but at least we have sunshine today, and hopefully we will see warmer weather by the time I record again in a couple weeks. Take care.